Hello, beautiful Carla.
Hello, hello. How are you?
I am, listen, as I like to say, thankful on a Thursday.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
you, you'll take it.
Yeah,
I am thankful on a Thursday. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm
You're
glad it's Thursday.
you're glad it's Thursday. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Hi Narada. Thank you. My
Hello,
number
hello.
one fan supporting us, and somebody said hello, beautiful ladies. I'm not sure who you are just yet, but thank you for joining. I want to
Hello.
welcome everyone that is joining us tonight. I know this show, I say it every week, but I really do mean it, that this show is going to be amazing because I always have amazing ladies on every single week. So if you have not done so already, please like, share this show with someone that you believe would benefit from it because I know for a fact that Carla is going to share something tonight. We don't know what it will be, but she will share something tonight that is
Neither
going.
one of us know what it would
We
be.
don't know. We don't. Every week, I'm always like, I don't know, but we just gonna find out. Oh, I see Curtis and some of our. I see our family on there. So
Okay. Can
I'm
we
just.
recommend Curtis do a solo for us? How about that?
He would have to be added
I
to
mean,
the
just
stream.
press the
Auntie
button.
Phil, hey Auntie Phil.
Hiya, hey Phil.
And Lakara, you want to know why? Because I tell people if you haven't done so already, you are real quick because we're gonna jump in with Carla. It's RETV space talk colon streaming positive black entertainment. So if you don't join RETV, I can only see Facebook user, but I appreciate you all joining in. And I do encourage you all to make comments, engage as well, and feel free to ask Carla questions. Okay. Feel free to do that. I'm going to put our information up in a moment. But for those of you that don't know, Carla is my cousin, our grandmothers, our sisters. And the moment that Carla and I, like, we met years ago, but when we started to get close was when Carla moved to Milwaukee,
Mhm.
Wisconsin. Her God led her father um, to have his ministry there. And Carla, you all used to throw the most epic birthday parties, sleepovers in January.
I should throw another one.
You should. You absolutely should. You should definitely throw another one. But even with all of that, look, somebody said yes, the food, and your older sisters would have to, help with all of us crazy young girls. So,
Hmm.
I'm grateful for an opportunity to have this conversation with you. She is by far one of the most creative ladies I've ever met in my life. But Carla definitely has an amazing story. And Carla, I knew at some point I would have to have you on. And I really try to be sensitive to the timing of when I have women come on. Some of you that are watching, some of you don't think I'm going to ask you, but I am going to ask you to come on because I believe I've been blessed to be, and I say this all the time, but I really mean it. I am blessed to know some amazing women, and I just have amazing women. Let's start within my family. And also, some other people, some other wonderful women that I know. But people see you now. I want to go back to, I believe the year was 2007. What year was Maddie born? Was she born in 2000?
2009.
She was born in 2000. So this is 2008, really. I think that when was your diagnosis with ovarian cancer? Or was it after?
2009.
It was
It was,
2009.
yeah.
It was
Uh-huh.
because you were pregnant with Madison.
Yes.
Let's go back there. Let's go back there. Let's go back there because you had a little gap.
Yeah.
And here come
Yeah.
Miss Madison.
So, hey y'all. So just a brief story. So I was pregnant with my daughter, um, and so I'm getting ready to have her, and it was a different pregnancy. Wasn't really sure. I knew I was having a girl. I found out, but I wasn't really convinced because yeah, I had two boys already. So I'm like, yeah, I believe it when I see it. So, it's time to. Everything was just so uncomfortable. I could barely walk. Like it was just a really different pregnancy.
Mhm.
But I was seeing midwives because when I was pregnant with my boys, everything was perfectly fine. So I didn't have any illnesses, never sick, nothing like that. And so I decided to go the route of midwives. And when I was about 6 months pregnant, give or take, the company that I was working for decided they were going to get rid of the midwives. I was working for a healthcare organization,
Mhm.
and they were getting rid of the midwives, and everyone seeing midwives needed to transfer to doctors. So this is late in my pregnancy. So I go to start seeing this doctor, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to have you as a patient," and those things. And she's just taking all the records from the midwives as this what they said is true, what they've done is good. I'm just going to carry on from here. So speeding up to time of almost time to have the baby, I'm like, you know what? It's hard to walk. I can't really do this. It's too much. Can we induce? Like, is there any way? And they said, okay, we will induce at least 2 weeks before, but not before then. And I'm
Okay.
like, okay, fine. So we get to the time, go and get induced, and everything's like moving as it should. And now it's time for me to start having a baby, and things go south. And they pretty much say, hey, we're going to do a cesarean because we just need to get the baby out. You've been in labor for too long. So I'm thinking, fine, sure, do what
Mhm.
you got to do. So have the baby. And then she says, well, there's something else happening here. And this is around the time that Octomom had all those babies. And I just assumed, like, oh boy.
It was something in the water.
Right. Right. So here I am cut open making jokes like it better not be another baby and all this
Right.
kind of stuff. And
Yes.
then she said something's going on with the ovary and we need to remove it. So they went ahead and removed it, had baby, perfectly fine. I'm back in recovery. And I noticed that I was there longer. And I'm thinking it's because I've had a baby by C-section
Mhm.
versus as vaginal or natural, however anyone wants to word it.
Mhm.
Um, but it was because they were trying to wait on the pathology of what it was to see if they needed to do more things.
Mm.
And
Mm.
so um, the doctors and nurses, or the nurses, just assumed because this was baby number 3 that I've had a C-section before, and no one got me up to walk around. So I laid on the bed for pretty much a whole week after having a major surgery, first surgery ever. And a week later, I was back in the hospital with bilateral blood clots in my lungs, which basically ended up, it was like a snowball effect. So I had the blood clots because the tumor had actually ruptured. I was laying in the bed, didn't walk around. So a lot happened.
Mhm.
Um, so that's how I found out that something was happening. And a few weeks later, I went to see an oncologist as a precaution, as what they mentioned. They wanted me to see this oncologist as a precautionary measure, just in
Mhm.
case,
Mhm.
things of that sort. So I'm still thinking I'm going to see this doctor just in case. And my dear friend, best friend, was there with me in the waiting area with my daughter as a baby. And I'm back in this doctor's office all by myself to hear the words, "You have cancer."
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So that's basically the snowball that
Mhm.
happened. So from basically thinking I'm just about to have a baby girl, not
Mhm.
knowing that my life is pretty much in danger at this moment.
And it was really that birth of that
Mhm.
child that brought that to light. And how old were you at that time when you were diagnosed with cancer?
28.
And I don't think that most people in their 20s are thinking about cancer. For some reason, I believe that when we were younger, it seemed like cancer hit people that were old. Now
Hmm.
we're the people that are in their 40s.
Right. It's like, what
And
is
I'm
this?
like, I was calling people, I thought people were old, you
Right.
know,
I thought they were old at 40. Now here I am living my best
right,
life.
right. And so, but that's that, like Narada said, that's very young, 28 years old,
Hmm.
mom of 3, new baby. You finally get your girl. because you were outnumbered in that house with those three guys.
Well, I listen. I love my daughter. Love her to little bitty
I know.
pieces. But honey, if I could have had it my way, I'd have a house full of boys.
Growing up with a house full of sisters.
Right. I was like being in a house full of girls.
I get it. I get it. I get it. But what does that do to what did that do to your psyche? Someone who's going to church every week. Because it's something about when our faith is tested, Carla. We're believing God for miracles for others. And my goodness, when it's your turn to watch the hand of God move in a situation where most people would say, you're not going to eat. Most people don't make it out of this.
Right.
How did that affect you, your household? How did that affect you mentally?
So a lot was affected because, so it's funny that you mentioned the age. So the reason why I was in the hospital for as long as I was, they ended up having to send the pathology to a whole nother facility because the tumor came back being, it was the type of tumor that would be in a female going into puberty or a female going into menopause. Well, I'm 28, so that doesn't that doesn't fit me at all. So it sort of stumped them. It stumped the doctors. Like, what do you mean it's this type of tumor? That doesn't make sense. So it didn't. I can't say it grew my faith, definitely. It wasn't until after the fact, like all the treatments, is where I should say my faith was really tested.
Okay.
Being the youngest of this, lovely, huge family of girls, whose dad had just passed 2 years before with cancer, leukemia. The biggest thing to me, like I said, I'm the youngest, but I treat them literally as they're my babies. Like, I feel like I'm the oldest. The little bossy one, they may say.
I'm glad you said that, because those were going to be my next words, but keep going.
The little bossy one, someone may say that. I don't know who. But I was more worried about them because we lost our dad. And now so we lost our dad a year later. Sister had a stroke, and now here I am that next year with cancer. So it was a lot. So I was more worried about how to help my siblings, to the point that I wasn't ashamed. I was more afraid for them that all the things that I had to do to get ready for surgery, because I had to have surgery, had to have a hysterectomy, I did alone. I think I may have told them like 2 or 3 days before surgery, like, oh yeah, so this is what the doctor said. And because I didn't want, I can't say I didn't want to be a bother to them, but I didn't want them to go through this again. So with that being said, I was able to take a page out of my dad's book when it came to like treatments and things of that stuff. I could then see how he could really not complain about anything. And so it was just like my eyes and things were open. But going into surgery, so I've told the story before, but I wouldn't say I suffered by myself, but I dealt with a lot of things like internally because I didn't want to be a bother. But it was the night before surgery. I would always pick my surgeries first thing in the morning because I used to work, I still work in healthcare, but I know surgeries and stuff can get pushed back. So I decided whatever surgery I have to have, it's going to be really early in the morning so I can be the first one. It can't be delayed where my nerves would get the best of me, all those things. So I remember going to sleep the night before my surgery. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've been praying to you, God. I've been praying. God, I've been praying. God, I've been praying. And you're not answering me. Like just really sort of freaking out now because now I'm going into surgery. Yeah, I had a C-section before. I had a C-section, which was my first surgery, but this is like my first real surgery. You know what I mean? Like where you're going to put me out. And I've never had that before. So I was sort of starting to freak out then. And I remember basically questioning God. Like, I've been praying. You're not answering me. God, talk to me. God, talk to me. Like that type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband was knocked out sleep. And in his sleep, he like turned over and was like, shh.
Mm, mm, mm.
And I sort of looked like, excuse me? Now knowing my prayer is silent. But he just basically, God used him basically to say, hey girl, hush. Let
Yes.
me do my thing.
Mm, mm, mm.
I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just laid there super silent, room completely black.
Mm, mm, mm.
And just as clear as day, God said, this is not for you. This will not kill you.
Mm, mm.
You will be okay. Like, you're good.
You know, that listening to that gives me absolute chills. Because for your husband, and y'all know, Lord, when our husbands go, like some folks, when they in that sleep, and for God to use him during his slumber
Mm-hmm.
to say, shh. And that's a message for someone that's watching, that God, when we ask God for a response, be ready for it to come either from the most unlikely individual, and as outrageous as it may seem to you, he's still speaking. For God to tell you, this will not kill you, this is not for you. Somebody, if we ended the show 18 minutes in, you've said a lot. Because somebody, there are other cancers. And look, we're not gonna sit up here and start any preaching, because preaching clearly runs in our family.
Listen.
But look, somebody asked, look, Lakari, that will preach right there. This.
And all the people said.
Right? Girl. But that right there, this will not kill you. And someone needs to hear that, because they have not been diagnosed with cancer. But someone that they love has decided, I no longer want to be in this relationship. And there are so many people that are, they have a slow death, Carla, with other type of diseases. We hear cancer and people immediately think of death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I have to tell you this, I'll tell you all this. During that time, I was working in childcare, and the boys were in childcare, and then Maddie came, and oh my goodness, was Madison spoiled?
was.
Well, I can only talk from there. Maddie was truly, truly spoiled. Girl, your mother used to come to the door and be like, here, like, take her. And I used to be like, y'all not gonna treat her like that, because y'all the ones that have her believing she is the star, and she is. But I would look at her and I go, wow, it was because of the conception of this child that they were able to find that. But also too, Carla, I would see you come right after having your chemotherapy, like you were still working.
Mm-hmm.
You did not stop.
Mm-mm.
And
I didn't.
You so crazy, you would make jokes when the hair started leaving places that.
Now, you said this was not going to be that type of conversation.
I'm just saying, but it's just the way that you were able to find. Let me tell y'all something. My entire family is nuts. So
Mm-hmm.
If we don't laugh, it's something wrong. And I believe that laughter has truly carried all of us. Okay. But you did not stop. And I was amazed at your resilience, because and I know everybody, and this is nothing against, some people really puts them down, and praise God you didn't go through that, but you were still moving.
Yeah.
You were still moving.
Here's the thing. The movement, the continuous go really came.
Curtis.
it really came out of fear, honestly.
Mm.
So even as you mentioned, Maddie was spoiled. Matt still is spoiled, but a lot of that reason, a lot of the bigger reason for that was because I felt like any and everything that Madison was doing was going to be my last to see.
Mm.
So, and also the same reason for the go, because it's like, hey, if I stop, I get down. If I stop, then people will pity me. If
Mm-hmm.
I stop, I'm going to need help.
Mm-hmm.
So you're absolutely right. My chemo was, I think, every 3 weeks on a Friday. I was off work on that Friday and I was back at work on Monday. That was it. Like, and like I said, because a lot of it had to do, I didn't want the pity parties.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, just 2 years before, I watched my dad, who to me, although he ultimately won, but to me, like he was kicking butt and he didn't complain.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, I had to see it, but
Mm-hmm.
fortunately, I had an example to know, hey, you can do this.
Yes. Mm. I'm going, this will not kill you. And there are, we have some experiences in our lives, heartbreak is something else.
Mhm.
And you can and people may go, oh, heartbreak, cancer, heartbreak. Let me tell you something. It's a lot of people walking around here that are existing, just merely existing because they have allowed a situation and experience to stop them there. And they
Mhm.
don't feel as if they can go on. And this is one of the main reasons why I am very big on being sensitive to who should come on the show and share their story. And this gives hope. I even think about for myself, when my mom passed, and then not long after she passed, I would hear people get up and give testimony about, being delivered from drugs. And, I could say this now, but I used to be looking at some of these people like they're still here.
Mhm.
Like that person is still here. But if nothing else, it was, God, I know that it can happen,
Yeah.
you know, and deliverance and how somebody is relieved of something, again, may
Mhm.
not look the way in which we want it to look. You probably thought some bird was going to come chirping in your room and God used your husband just to go, shh.
Right. Mhm.
And that's a message within itself for some of us. God really wants us to be quiet.
Like, stop talking.
Stop talking. We're
Yeah.
talking too much.
Well, right. And, when it comes to, like, I've always heard my husband say, prayer, and other people have said it as well, prayer is a two-way conversation.
Mm,
Like, if you're talking to yourself, have your whole monologue. But
mm,
if you're, when you're having a conversation, you stop for the other person to respond.
mm,
So it's the same thing with prayer. Like, when are you waiting for him to respond? You just keep going, you keep going.
mm-hmm.
And, just, okay, God, you ain't did it, you ain't did it, you ain't did it, you ain't did it. And it's like, okay, dude, you just asked me 2 seconds ago. Well, come
Mm,
on. Where's this patience? So
mm, mm,
where's the patience? And then where's the listen? Where's the listening?
mm. Where's the listening? We need to listen. We need to do
Hmm.
a better job of that. But how long have you been cancer free?
So Matt is 14, so it's officially 13 years.
God is good.
Officially
I thank
13
I
years.
thank I thank God for that. Because I'm gonna tell you all something when you listen. Lakari, just hush. You absolutely right. Look, that's a shirt. You probably should. You need to just go ahead and do something with that. Just hush and
Just
shush.
hush. You hear that, Earl's girls?
Just just hush. That's a shirt right there, Earl's girls. And he sure did. God did it.
Hmm.
Be still and know God did it. And you have a lot of people that are supporting you. I thank you all for joining because Carla, you mean so much to so many people. And sometimes we don't realize that when we're just stuck in our head and the impact that we have in the lives of others. And
Hmm.
for you to still be here. And I remember it's interesting that you said you kept going because you don't want to miss anything with Madison. I remember you renewed your vows because you weren't sure if you would be here. And it's like this rush to try to get so much in. And I'm praying that those of you that are watching, it may be something that's in you to do. And don't wait for a scare.
Yep.
Don't wait for it. We just need to stop talking and get to it, right?
Yep.
Stop talking and get to it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a quick commercial break, let you gather yourself, because there are some other shows that are on this network. You all stay with us. It's going to be a quick commercial break, about 2 minutes long, but I want you all to see that there are some other shows on relationship entertainment television. This is why I'm able to come back here every Thursday at 8 p.m. for an hour and hear wonderful testimonies and just women sharing their stories, like Carla. But we will be back after this quick commercial break.
Hey, it's your girl, Tia Robertson. I'm the host of Entrepreneur Insider. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern for entrepreneurs and news that you need to know about. See you there.
We are back again from our little commercial break talking to the beautiful Carla of May's Made. And I just noticed that Curtis said that's a book, Toya. Don't wait for a scare. Thank you so much for the encouragement. You never know. This is why I love having conversations, because so many ideas can come through just having a talk with someone. But I want to jump in this part of the show, and we're going to start talking about your business, May's Made. How did you get started? Did you make those earrings?
No. These are from the lovely Jay Riley.
Okay. Oh, those are nice.
Yes, these are from Jay Riley. Sherman, Phoenix.
Okay. Those are beautiful in Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee.
Those of you that are there. Okay, we're putting up another plug. Okay, so let's talk about May's Made. How did you get started? What is May's Made? What do you make? And you all feel free to ask her questions.
Yeah, okay.
Girl, you crazy.
So May's Made is basically my creative side. I love to do all things creative. I cannot draw to save my life, but I can do other things creatively. So it originally started with me crocheting probably about 8 years ago now. Yeah, it may have been more. I think it was more than that. But I started crocheting because I was tired of buying baby shower gifts. So
Wait.
yes, yes.
I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Well, it's the truth.
You were tired of buying baby shower gifts, so you started
Yes.
crocheting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's one of those things like, why buy it for $20 when you can buy $200 worth of products to make it? That's me.
Okay.
So it's not that I didn't want to buy them, but it was the same type thing. You go to Walmart, you go to Target, you buy diapers, a baby bag, a bottle, like literally. And I didn't, I was sort of over it. So I ended up learning how to crochet. The first thing I made was like a blanket that was so weird. And once again, laughter. So I was like, look, guys, I made a blanket for a rat. Because it was weird. It was like, it wasn't even a trapezoid. I can't even explain it. It was odd.
Okay.
But it was something I made. And then the person who taught me was my mom's best friend. She was like, I said, well, I want to make a hat. Now, keep in mind, I got this weird blanket thing. And I said, I want to make a hat. She goes, oh, well, you just keep going round and round. Well, I didn't know all the ins and outs. So what I made literally fit my thumb. Like, I was like, this was terrible. So obviously I was still buying baby shower gifts because this was terrible. But I finally got it. And once I got it, I went to YouTube and I just took off. So May's Made started with me making little creative things, crocheting.
Okay.
And then I went from crocheting to t-shirts to blinged out mugs to now my new love, which is epoxy tumblers. So I make tumblers now.
Wow. Awesome. I'm sure you have something around to show us.
Of course.
Okay.
So t-shirts.
I love it. Now I see amazing, unique. Y'all know my eyesight.
Let's see.
I still have
amazing, important, special, love, unique, kind, and precious. And then I'm drinking out of one of my cups, and this is my favorite cup, right?
Okay. And why is it your favorite?
So this cup I do this thing on TikTok. I go live on TikTok to make tumblers.
Okay.
And so I met one of my dearest friends on TikTok. We have never seen each other face to face.
Okay.
But when I tell you, we talk as if we have been friends for years, and it has not even been a year yet. But we do this thing called collab. So her name is Aurelia and my name is Carla. So it's collab, playing off collaboration, right?
Okay.
But we teach things, we teach other people things, and we learn things from each other. So on this tumbler, we were playing around. We ordered this glitter from a company. And the glitter was actually, this one was my color. She ordered her own color. And we put the exact same inks on our cups. And hopefully I can see. Oh, she's here. Hey, oh. So I don't know if you can see it, but as I turn it around, all these colors we put on there. But look at this part right here. Let's see. It's the glare is getting it. Do you see that?
Yeah.
It sort of looks, to me, now people have said different things, but to me, it looks like an angel dancing.
That's what I was going to say. I see an angel.
So it looks like an angel dancing, and it was total mistake. Like, not mistake, but
yeah,
like it's just how the inks flow. And when I saw it, I said, "Oh, this isn't going anywhere. This is mine.
Yeah,
this is mine." So that's why she's my favorite. But there's some. Look, here we go, Toya. There's some cuties above me that I made as well.
Awesome.
But if y'all can see over here, that's all that's over there. Cups and more cups.
Wow. Look, somebody else said, wow. Yeah. Rada said he was going to ask if it was intentional.
It was not. They all go, the inks do their own things. You put them where you want them. And then once you add heat to them, they basically move around and do their own thing. So that's my baby.
That is beautiful. And the thing is, I want you all to know, like, I have Carla's information at the bottom. you know, people like to buy gifts. It's around, we pushing up around that time again. But for me, I really like personalized gifts. And you all, please go to her website. Please share this with someone. She takes her time. I have seen her work. She takes her time. She's not going to just throw anything together because, you know, integrity is very important when you are pushing your service or product or what have you out there. And you will receive quality. And she is just a beautiful lady inside and out. What a gift. And sometimes we will support companies that won't give you a thank you, but she will give you, a thank you. And I really want people to tap in. Like, this would be a wonderful wonderful way for you guys to give some nice gifts. Look, somebody said, yes, she does. My staff always get the best personalized gifts. So they are agreeing. And you said, is it Aurelia?
Aurelia, yes.
Aurelia, she said she was not letting that cup go.
Listen, people. So like I said, we made them together side by side. Someone bought hers, and they said, "I need that one for the set." Like,
yeah, yep. But I have Carla's website at the bottom. It's a little ticker. You guys should be able to see that going. So if you want to purchase something from Carla, you can do that. So are you still crocheting?
Yes.
You are still crocheting.
Yep, I'm still crocheting. I'm updating my website. It's in the background, but so it hasn't been put up for the crochet cuties, as I call them. Because I'm going to do it a little different. Before I was doing like, oh, what do you want? Okay, I'm going to make it. Now it's going to be, I made this. If you want it, there it is.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely. And I think that it helps too, because you never know what someone else may want. We all have different styles, whatever our colors are. Somebody said made the baddest blanket for a friend's baby last month. So she's come a long way from her little thumb blanket.
My little rat blanket. It was a rat blanket.
But then what were you making with what happened with which one was the thumb? Were you trying
to? It was a hat.
Oh yeah. You know what? Let me tell you something. Carla is not where she started. And that is encouragement for somebody else. You are not where you started.
You're right.
And let somebody know. Go ahead and make your mistakes. A friend of mine told me that when you get ready to go into business, the errors are inevitable. And I think that's where some people become afraid. They stop there. They won't go beyond. You see, people play too much. And I should have known it was Curtis at thimble.
Yes, it was a thimble. Listen, they kept that thumb warm, honey.
I'm sorry.
Kept that thumb warm.
Oh my goodness. But you kept at it, and there's also something else that you said. You began to watch YouTube videos. You didn't stop there. Reaching out for help is so important. And the fact that you said you asked your mom's friend, and then you did some more on your own to hone your craft.
Yeah. I mean, I have to, you pretty much have to get outside of your own head and see, okay, how else would this be done? I don't mind asking for help. I will be honest, that is something hard for me in any aspect, but I know, like, if I want to learn it, I need to learn it. So I need to sit and take the time for myself. So look, we have gone very far from the thimble hat. I made myself this cardigan.
Oh, wow.
So we have gone a long way from the thimble hat, guys.
Listen, did you ever take a picture of the thimble hat?
Yeah, I'm sure it's somewhere.
I need you to find it, because Carla, I know we're laughing because it's hilarious. But to do a side by side, and really the question is, what if you had not continued?
Yeah.
You went from here to an entire ensemble that looks like something people could buy out of a department store. So that's on your website as well?
No, that is not.
Oh, well, I think that you're probably going to be receiving some requests.
So as I slowly started to get away from crocheting as much, I began to pattern test. So a lot of the people on Instagram, when they needed their patterns to see how they work and how people can read them, they asked for testers. So I started to test patterns when I stopped crocheting. As they say, crochet for hire. When I stopped that. I started just testing patterns. So I have cardigans, actual sweaters, beanies, mittens that I just tested for other people just to see how the pattern worked out. So that was one of those. I have not made one since.
You have a question. Have you pitched
Oh.
it to any major stores?
Oh, that would be Mr. Cole now, wouldn't it?
It would.
I have not.
Okay.
I have not any of my crochet things, but I am in the process of having some of my tumblers in a store, hopefully by Christmas.
Well, that's beautiful. Excuse me. That is beautiful. You know, I believe that we should definitely think big.
Cardigan, please.
That's going to be a yes.
Big.
That's going to be a yes. And I heard that. I heard that big. But you know what, Carla? We should think that way.
Yeah.
All of those names that are in stores started somewhere.
Yeah.
There's so many stories. Like I'm telling, I need you to find that picture of that thimble. Thank you, Curtis.
I sure will. I sure will.
What were you about to say?
The funny thing is, I say, so when I'm on TikTok, when I'm live, I tell, I say, like, do I have any business owner creators, so they can get followers as well, things of that sort. But I caught myself on one of the lives. I said, my small business owners. And I said, wait, why am I limiting us? And I said, to my business owners, like, when we say small, that's, to me, it's putting us in a box. We're small. And I know that the whole process behind it is that I don't have a big, huge brick and mortar. I don't have a chain. I know that's the purpose of it. But if I treat what I do in these four walls as small, I may never leave these walls. So I had to stop saying my small business and start saying my business. Sure, that may be what it looked like for taxes. But meanwhile, in my mind, that's for now.
Yes.
So, if you have a business, you don't have a small business. You have a business.
Yeah, I knew you were going to give us a sermon. It's in you. I was just waiting. And she said it so smooth, but it is so true. And as Demetria said, you are an empire, and somebody else needs to know that they are an empire. Man, in my mind and in my words, we a whole business.
We a whole business.
Wow. Right. Wow. Yes. We have to think big. Think big. Because like you said, when you hear the word small, you go, I just think people like going like this. Oh, I'm not where they are.
Yeah.
Who's they?
Right.
And why are we comparing?
And that's one of the biggest things in the crafty world. Like being honest, making tumblers, it is, it's oversaturated. I'll be honest.
Okay.
But there's something that I do that you may not do, or there's something that you do that you can teach me. So it's more of like, hey, let's bring this together. Back to me and my girl, a collab. Let's collaborate. Let's see how we can make this work together. There's people that you can reach that I may never reach. Yes. Maybe people in this area that I will never know. So if anyone actually follows me on on Facebook, I share other people's tumblers. I share other people's crochet stuff. I share other people's t-shirts. Because guess what? You may make something that I won't make. But so let's get you that business. It's not all, and I've never, maybe it's because I come from this big family that it's like, hey, I just can't keep it to myself, and I want you to win as well. So let's see, how do we both win?
You know, and I talk about that as much as we'd like to, we'd like for it to not be a real thing, but people feel like, my goodness, if you share some information, like it's going to take, if me sharing what you do takes away from me, then maybe it's something I'm not doing right.
Yeah.
That's just how I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it may be oversaturated, but look at how many hairstylists there are, how many nail salons there are. It's not stopping people. Like there are still new hairstylists that are popping up there. Everything new, right?
Right.
More and more. Yeah, I know you were going to do that. More and more people are popping up doing whatever it is that they're going to do. It does not matter.
No.
And I love that you said that you'll share, like, hey, I may not be able to do that, but here goes this person. You can't help but be blessed.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you're willing to share. News for somebody that needs to hear that.
Yeah.
Willing to share. It's not going to hurt you to share this information with someone else. But I really, when you told me that you were into that, and usually whenever I would go home and we would try to connect with one another, I was walking out of Carla's house with something, even if it was I had a hat. I don't know where my nice little hat is, but you came a long way from your humble beginnings. Somebody said, yes, it's room for everyone. Your customer is not my customer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Somebody said Milwaukee, they're severed. Yes. Not play too much. Yeah, there are. Yeah. It's it's whatever is going to work for you. What you can make happen for someone else, God will make happen for you. We all really can win. And I believe that we can't. Curtis is still counting. Crazy. We all can win, and that's how it's designed. That's how it is designed for us to win.
Yeah.
And
we got to pull.
Your professionalism and customer service are second to none.
Aw, thank you, Bessie.
Oh, I like the way Narada put this. Competition is healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it also pushes you.
Yes. Yes, I believe it should be.
It's a push.
Curtis is still going. Right. He's
Curtis, get ready for that solo.
Yeah, get ready for that solo. And everybody else, get ready. The Christmas time is coming.
Yes, Christmas time is coming. Check out maysmade.com.
And not even just that, but just even sometimes people just want to be. I like gifts. It doesn't have to be the holiday season. I like randoms.
Yeah.
Just reach out to her. Not call her. Reach out to her. I had her other information up there. This is our website. This is where I want y'all to go to make a purchase. And because I want to be very clear to make a purchase, because in Jesus' name, Carla, you don't have to be, I know you like your field, but what somebody wrote earlier, you are an empire.
Oh. And
yes, you are an empire. And we need you to be making our products. If you all are on TikTok, follow her on Mays Made. If you're on Facebook, follow her on Mays Made as Mays Made as well.
Mays Made on all platforms.
And once again, I think Marsha does not want you to forget to make her cardigan.
Auntie, we gotta talk. So I haven't made that one. It is very particular to size. Very.
Okay.
I have made another one that's more of a shrug. And that one is like a little bit more friendly. It's not like let's put it this way. I don't want it to be the Theo shirt. That's what I don't want. Yep. I said it. So if y'all old enough to know what the Theo shirt is, you already know. Go ahead and laugh. That's what we're trying to prevent. So
absolutely. We do not want that.
She want both.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. But I love to create, because it also, so my thing, so for not crocheting, anything, it's so Mays Made. And then on TikTok, everything is butterflies. So I call it my Butterfly Nation. Everything is about butterflies. So if you go back to the whole the rat blanket, the thumb hat, everything starts from basically a string,
Mm.
and then you create it to be what it is, right? So, so it's made a beautiful finish because I know how it's going to start out. This is not how I planned for this to start. I mean, to end.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew I was going to start. And once we get to the end, it's a beautiful finish. Like it's gorgeous, whatever. And sure, y'all might be like, "Oh, she cocky." No. That's May's made. It's a beautiful finish.
No, not cocky, confident.
Yes, but
Mm-hmm.
at the if you think about like everything that we do, so the way that I started to love for butterflies after I had my chemo treatment and things, a manager bought me a bracelet, and one of the charms was a butterfly, and she said it was for new beginnings. And ever since then, it was like, this is a new beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And when it came to my business, I wanted with butterflies, so I knew I had to have something with butterflies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you see butterflies come across. That's some of those my peeps from TikTok, because I shared it with a few people. That's Butterfly Nation, because we're all a beautiful. We all we're all a new beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And at the very end, obviously, it's gonna be a beautiful finish. I mean, obviously, if we living right, I mean, but we're not gonna preach. It's a beautiful finish.
No, we not going. You've already done that. You've already done that, and I'm so appreciative of you being willing to donate your time to come on here and to share your story. I'm just grateful to know you. Some people, are not as fortunate as us. Number one, people are going to be people. My husband says that all the time, and it helps me to keep certain thoughts in my head in perspective when I'm ready to go left in my head about people. And just remember that people are going to be people. But when you meet someone that is solid, and I'm not just saying this because you are my cousin, because I wouldn't say this about everybody that I'm related to. I wouldn't. You can look off. I don't care. But it's the truth of the matter. I'm grateful for the person I'm grateful for who you are, Carla, because this is going to say a lot. Who you are is going to propel your business. Mm-hmm. The heart is so important. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we realize that. This gentleman, and I probably said this before, but it's worth repeating again because you never know who has tuned in. But he said, God told him, don't make your business about money. Make it about the relationship with the people and watch me grow your business. And this was someone who is a tailor to NFL players, to NBA players. And I just happened, me and my sister were just sitting in Elsa's one day, and he sat next to us, and we just started having that conversation. I never forgot that. Mm-hmm. Now listen, she is not giving away her services for free, because I'm about to sound like my grandmother. Let me be clear, because it is still a business, okay? Mm-hmm. Carla has given away for free. And it is time, I'm telling you, for you to reap the benefits of all of the years that you gave it away for free. So I'm going to say again, my girls, information is right there. My husband is watching. Okay. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Carla, listen, I'm going to let you close us out. This season, I like my guests to finish this statement. What I know now.
And didn't you say?
I'm sorry.
What I know now. I would say what I know now is Toya, why you didn't text me this?
Carla, we're going to do this live. I told Carla I do not send questions ahead of time. I like the show to flow. And you can take a deep breath and think about that, because you've gone through a lot, you've experienced a lot. You can say,
Okay.
you got
So, what I know now is, and I've said this before, I know, and it's a few things.
it. Mm-hmm.
I know that we can put more on ourselves than what's expected.
Mm.
Um, and we do that out of different reasons. Some I named earlier, because we're trying to watch out for other people, because we're trying to protect ourselves. So I know that now. I also know that we have those that are willing to help, and it's okay to ask for it.
Mm.
I know that fear can become a cancer.
Mm.
Um, I know that God can,
Mm-hmm.
and God will.
Amen. Amen. That is beautiful, Carla. This has been, a great show. A great show. And I want to thank those of you that tuned in and supported Carla, um, and the Women's Champ show. I can't forget about my show.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't done so already, I say this often, my grandfather used to always say, we all we got, you know, and I'm grateful for Relationship Entertainment Television, the vision of Ty to promote positive information, entertainment. And some of you that are watching, you may know how to cook or think you know how to cook. I don't know. It would be fun to watch. They are, reach out. I have the information going on the ticker, but there are other shows out there. I'm not the only one that is supposed to be interviewing people. I know I'm not. And sometimes we see people doing things, and somebody may have an interest in what you're doing, Carla, and they may say, well, hers looks so nice, but that's her style.
Mm-hmm.
You have your own. And y'all know I'm big on stay in your lane.
Mm-hmm.
It's enough out here for all of us. And everybody has their own. So some people like creamy macaroni. Some people like the clumpy. I mean, it's whatever you like. You know what I'm saying? Like some people are like, well, that's wrong. No, it's just
No,
we
it's
have
your
our
way.
own. It's your way.
Yep, it's your
So
way.
let's not allow fear to be our cancer, you all. Okay. Look, I'm with you, Curtis. I do. I like both when it's made and flavored correctly. Okay. Hold the overdone noodles. Okay. So thank you. Yes. Without fear of being judged. Listen, you all, this has been our hour. I thank you all for joining us. Carla, thank you again. I will be back on next week to interview another lady. Until then, be safe and be great.